Okay? A system of equations is a collection of two or more equations. Okay, and it typically looks like this. It's not piecewise, it's just usually they put a bracket so you can tell which two things are grouped together. So equation number 1, equation number 2, dot, dot, dot. However many equations you have. Now we're going to do 2 equations, all right? What we need to know is, what is a solution to a system? Okay, a solution to a system of equations is an x comma y point. It's a point. Point. Okay. And intersection of the graphs. It's where the two different graphs meet. Okay, so for example, now right now we're going to do these algebraically and then we will use Desmos to check it. Okay? I need you to focus on being able to do the algebra, because as we evolve these questions, like, you're going to have to be able to show the work. Even though Desmos can do a lot of it for you, you have to focus on being able to do the algebra and then use the graphing for checking right now. Okay? So we're going to draw just 3 little graphs. Okay? They're not to scale, just 3 little pictures. And we're going to draw a parabola on each of them, because we're doing non-linear systems, which means that something's not a line. Okay? And we're going to draw a line, just like that, a line. And I'm going to those 2 points are the solutions. So this one has 2 real solutions. That's what that means. Those 2 graphs intersect twice. Okay, on the middle picture, we're going to draw a tangent solution, which means if you remember geometry, okay, tangent is when that line just touches the edge of the circle. Well, if I cover this part up, it looks like tangent is when it just barely touches the edge and like keeps going. So we're going to draw a line that just touches the edge of the parabola, touches it once. So this is 1 double real solution, okay? And the other word that describes double is tangent. It's where it bounces off the edge of that, okay? Because we just have 1 point. So the word double and tangent are kind of interchangeable here. So I'm adding that vocab word, tangent. I know when you did Desmos inequalities or with the discriminant, you saw the word tangent. It means double solution or a repeated factor. Double is when you see that repeated factor. Okay, see, 4.1 is still being used in 4.4. It's like basic vocab information that extends to multiple types of problems. Okay, And then the last one, whoop, 0 real solutions. They don't intersect anywhere. Notice how 2 real, 1 real, 0 real seems familiar to that discriminant vocab that we used. It's because the discriminant plays a part in describing solutions no matter what you're doing. Okay. Give you a minute to write this, and then we'll start solving. All right, here we go. B. We are going to solve using substitution. Okay, now I'm picking to do substitution first because I think that is what will feel most familiar to you. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to give you the little how to substitute. Solve for either x or y. This is your choice. You have to pick one. I can't tell you which one to pick, okay? But I am going to, right, I'm going to highlight it because in the work I'm going to highlight these steps. Okay, so I have to pick either x or y to solve for. And I don't know, make it the easiest choice you can. Substitute x or y into the other equation. Okay, so I'm going to put a circle here because it's the other equation. Okay, third step. Solve the combined equation. So right here in steps 1 and 2, we are putting the two equations together. Putting them together is what gives us this intersection. So step 3 is solve the combined equation. Guess what, guys? Solving means isolate factor, complete the square. The solving steps, inequalities. Solve for the x-intercepts. Isolate factor, complete the square. All of the solving is what we already learned. Okay? Get the x comma y points. Okay. I have to turn the page, so make sure you have it written down first. All right, first example. Yeah. Sorry, say that again. Oh, there could, yeah, it's, I don't know how many points there are going to be until I actually get to this step. Right? It could be 1, 2, or none based on a line in a parabola. Okay? So I don't know. Because there's too many choices to tell you before you get into the arithmetic. All right, let's do it. But as soon as we can tell, I will tell you how. All right, example. All right, here's my system. So we're going to do y plus 13 equals x squared minus 3x. And then we'll do x plus y equals -5. Okay, this is where my highlighting comes in. Pick a letter, X or Y. So you actually have 4 choices. Can you solve for X or Y in this first equation? I could solve for Y pretty easily, just minus the 13, okay? Can you solve for X or Y in the second equation? Yeah. All right, so you kind of have 3 reasonable choices. Y in the first equation, X in the second equation, Y in the second equation. It doesn't matter. You just pick one that maybe has the fewest number of steps. It doesn't matter. You just have to make a choice. I'm going to pick this one. So I'm going to highlight the variable that I'm going to solve for. Okay? And then I'm going to circle that variable in the other equation. Because you have to have both of them. Right? You solve for it in one and you substitute it into the other. Now, you have to start being able to visualize what's going to happen to make a good choice. All right? So here we go. I'm going to solve for the y. So right here, okay, y equals -5 minus x. All right, that's my first step. My second step is going to be substituted into the other equation. That's why I have 2 highlighted. I have the square and the circle. I started here by isolating the one variable. I solved for it. Then I'm going to plug it into the other equation. See these parentheses I'm using? Okay. -5 minus x. Okay. I solved and I substituted. That's what I did. Now, you have to solve the combined equation. Got lots of x's. Start isolate. Set it to 0, see if it factors. That's what I would choose. If it doesn't factor, then I would try something else. Okay, I'm sort of going to bring my work over here to the left side just so that I have more space here. Okay, so I get, I'm going to start by getting rid of these parentheses because I don't need them. Start combining some like terms. And let's put a 0 on one side. Okay, there we go. Isolated, combined. Does it factor? Yes. Right. Okay, so I have two x coordinates. So there's step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Pick a variable, substitute it, solve it. Step 4. you actually need to find the x, y points. Well, you already solved for y up here. So come back and use it to find the corresponding point. Now I made myself a table because it's important that you get the right x's and y's together. Y equals -9. Just a wee bit. Okay. 4, -9. There's your point. Do it again. So it appears as though I have 2 real solutions because I found 2 points. Now, what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to use Desmos to check it. So I'm going to, all right, I'm just putting it in y equals format here because I can. And before I put it in Desmos, I'm going to guess what it looks like. Yeah. You're right. Okay, concave up parabola, negative sloped line that touches in 2 places. That's what it should look like. That's what we have. Could have been 2, 1, none, right? Those are my 3 choices, but after doing the algebra, this is what I came up with. That's the intersections. Okay. Y equals x squared minus 3x minus 13. Okay. New. Right. Y. Now, x plus y equals -5. It doesn't actually matter what format you put this in. Right. Notice I didn't solve for y here. And automatically, intersections are highlighted in Desmos. Automatically. All you have to do is click on it. And that's how you can check your work. Okay, so when you're doing your homework, don't start in Desmos, please. I need you to actually practice the algebra, okay? But use it to check your work and figure out what went wrong if you don't get it right. But you've got to practice the algebra. Okay. Ready? We only have 2 more examples, guys. You can do it. You can do it. All right. 2. X squared plus y squared equals 4. Y equals x squared minus 2. Oh, well. Okay, I have to put a square around something and I have to circle it. Can you solve for x or y in the first equation? Kind of funky because it's got some squares there. Could I solve for x or y in the second equation? Yeah, I mean, it looks like y is already isolated. Okay, don't do it yet. I gotta show you something. Now, I'm gonna write this again. Okay, the reason it's on a note card, I'm not gonna put it in my notes. So just watch this before you write. B equals x squared. Okay, so we're thinking, oh great, I've got my y isolated, and I'm going to substitute it there. What happens when I do this substitution? Okay, it looked nice and easy, but you have to look closer. Okay, so I'm going to start foiling this. Ooh. Yeah, that becomes a fourth degree. Okay, I'm going to do one more step because I'm just combining my like terms here. Equals 0. Did I get 0? I think I do. Okay, so you end up here. Now, it's possible, but is there a better choice? There might be a better choice, okay? So I'm going to square something else so that you can see it. This is where you have to like envision what the combined equation might give you. So I'm going to square, I'm going to get creative. I'm going to square that. You can solve for x squared. Guys, you can solve for anything you want as long as you can substitute it in the other equation. As long as you are replacing the same quantity, you can substitute. Okay? So let's try this instead. Okay, so step 1, I'm going to x squared equals y plus 2. Right? This is the piece that I am solving for. This is the part you can write. Okay, now do your substitution. Okay, and y plus 2. Notice that I have avoided any foiling. Little less algebra in that substitution phase. Okay, so I'm going to just bring it over here as I start to simplify and combine y squared plus y plus 2. Okay, so y squared plus y, plus y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, notice that this is quadratic and the other one was quartic. It had a 4 power. I don't know about you, but I like the one on the left a little better. Neither one is wrong. It's just one might be easier than the other. So if you get stuck in one substitution and you're like, I don't like this, go back and look for something different. Okay? You might not make the right choice on the first try, but all you have to do is go back and try again. All right. Does it factor? Can I multiply to negative 2 and add to 1? Yes. All right, let's factor. Notice this time that I happen to be solving for y. It doesn't matter which letter you're solving for. It's whatever's left in the equation. That's what you're solving for. Okay, so we get y equals negative 2 and y equals 1. Find your x-coordinates. Okay, well, I kind of already have this ready, so I'm going to go back here, y plus 2. And I'm going to substitute. All right, so x squared equals x squared equals 0. So when I root equals 0, negative 0, and positive 0, that's a double solution because you got the same number twice. Okay, so we get x equals 0, so you get 0, negative 2. And I'm going to label it 1 real double solution. How did I know it was a double? It's because right here, that's the same factor twice. X squared, that's x times x, same factor twice. Okay, let's find the other coordinate. Equals 3, so when I square root, okay, I get equals root 3, so we get x equals plus and minus root 3. Oh, okay, so I can do it. Negative root 3 comma 1, positive root 3 comma 1. So this time I have 1, 2, 3 solutions. This is just 2 real solutions because I got 2 different points. All right, I'm going to zoom out so we can see it all. Almost see it all. A little further. And then we're going to use Desmos to check it. Okay, here we go. Now, the nice thing about Desmos is you can just type it in as is. That's it. X squared plus y squared. Not capital, y squared equals 4. Oh, that's a circle. Okay, so this one happens to be a circle. There it goes. Whew. I lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we get a circle with a radius of 2. Okay. Now let's graph the other one. Y equals x squared minus 2. Look at that tangent point right there. Repeated factor. Tangent point. Okay, so then I have these 2 decimal points. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in square root of 3. Okay, I was just checking my points to see if root 3 was the right number, and it does match. Okay? So yes, I had a circle and a parabola, and they happened to touch 3 times. I had 1 double solution and 2 separate ones. Okay. Last one. You can do it. All right, all we're learning today is substitution. Okay. All right. Y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. Y equals 2x plus k. The k. The dreaded k. Find k so that there is only one tangent solution to the system. Okay, one tangent solution. I have a parabola that's concave up, and I have a positive sloped line. That means this is what I'm hoping to find. That's what I want. A concave up parabola and a positive sloped line. The steps aren't different. You still gotta solve for and substitute. Although it looks like both of them are already solved for y. And there's no extra powers. So I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna substitute it in there. Okay, so 2x plus k all right, solve. Okay, and then you're like, oh, that's all I can do. I don't know how to solve this quadratic with a k in it. So what do you know? You know that there's supposed to be one tangent solution. Anytime you have a description of the type of solution, one tangent solution means the discriminant is 0. Right? The discriminant is 0. Okay? I don't know how else to solve this. Right? The discriminant is 0. So if A is 1 and B is -6, C is whatever the number is. This whole thing is C. -5 minus k. Right? C is always the number on the end. A is in front of x squared. B is in front of x. C is whatever else is there. That's how you find a tangent solution. All right, well, let's see if we can't put it together. B squared minus 4AC equals 0. That's what you end up solving. X, 4k equals 56 minus 14. What? Okay. Let's say you're not really sure what we just did. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to check my work. 0 equals, I'm going to plug in -14, and then I'm going to actually finish solving it to see if I get one double solution. Oh, I see it. How do you get one double solution? You get the same factor twice. 3. 3, that's it. Okay? guess I could find y. 2x minus 14, right? Because, okay, so 6 minus 14. So it happens to be at that particular point. That wasn't the question. The question was find k. The red box was just me checking my work to see if, like, what I did actually, okay, actually gave me what I was expecting. It did. Right? Look at that. Same factor twice. That's a double solution. So right here, k equals negative 14. Okay, I'm going to pop open the Desmos. Close it, close it, close it. And I'm just going to type in our system that we have here. Okay, y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. Okay, there's our parabola, concave up. Y equals 2x plus k. Slider for k. Now, I'm going to change this, right, because I'll go negative 20 to 20, and I'll just go by whole numbers. All right. No real solutions. No real solutions. Getting closer. 1. Click on it. If you click on it, it automatically highlights the intersection. It also automatically highlights the vertex, okay? Look at that. 1 real double tangent solution. Now, if I keep dragging k, 2 solutions, right? Because this is the only thing a line can do. Can cross a parabola twice, once, or none as I move that line. So right here in my diagram, I'm just going to say if k was more than negative 14, it would have been this line. And if k was less than negative 14, it would have been this line. Now, I was looking for this one right here, but using Desmos, I could figure out what the other possibilities were.